Okay, so we're going to do qualitative analysis. This is experiment 12 for Chem 110. So in the first part of this experiment, we need to identify 6 unknowns. So I grabbed the green set of solutions. That's the set of solutions we're working with, the green set. So we have unknowns 8 through 13. And we need to identify them, and we're going to do that by doing a few single displacement reactions. And we're going to look for evidence of the chemical reaction. So some things we want to look for are its evolution of heat. So I'll be filling the test tube to see if it gets warm or even cold in some cases. We can look for a precipitate, so the formation of a solid. We can look for bubbling, which is evidence that a gas is being formed. And in this experiment, we can also look for smell. And I'm going to do a smelling safely by putting a wooden applicator stick into the test tube and wafting it towards my nose. Okay, so you want to take a look at the chart in your report pages, and we're just going to do this systematically. So the first thing we're going to do is add 8 and 9 together. So I'm going to start by putting 2 milliliters of 8 in the test tube, and then I'm going to add some of 9. So let's see what happens. Here's 1, and here's 2. Alright, so let's check. So I don't see a precipitate there. So the test tube doesn't feel warm. Doesn't feel warm. Don't see any bubbling. Let's do our smell test. Let's put the wooden applicator stick in there. Nope, don't smell anything. Alright, so it looks like 8 plus 9 gives you a no reaction. Okay, we'll do the same thing for 8 plus 10. So here's 8 plus 10. Looks like it got a little cloudy there. A little bit of a gel-like precipitate. Very, 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 very slight. Or maybe almost like nothing at all. Okay, did it make heat? Nope, feels pretty cool. There was no bubbling. Let's see if it's smelly. Not smelly. Alright, so that was 8 plus 10. I would say no reaction, extremely slight precipitate. Almost looks like some sort of contamination. Alright, 8 plus 10, 11 now. Let's add our 8. And then our 11. Alright, don't see anything visible. Didn't get warm. No bubbling, I don't see any bubbling. Let's try the smell test. Nope, no smell. Oh, I take that back. There is a smell. No, it smells like a little bit like ammonia. It smells like ammonia there. Alright, so we do have something happening. So we have a nice ammonia smell. Alright, let's do 8 plus 12. And we certainly have a precipitate there. Look at that cloudy precipitate. Temperature didn't change. No bubbling. Stir that a little bit. And no smell. Alright, so we got a precipitate there. Alright, let's do 8 and 13, then we'll be done with 8. Try to cut back on the amounts here. Okay, so here's 8 and 13. I don't see any bubbling, but you know what? It feels warm. A little warm. Let's see, it's still warm. Jury's still out on that one. I'd say very slightly warm. Not so sure about that one. No smell. All right, I think we're done with 8. Maybe a little warm. Okay. Hold off on making that one warm. So that was 8 plus 13. Okay, now we're gonna do 9 and 10. Here's 9 plus 10. Okay, and it looks like 9 plus 10 gives a precipitate. Doesn't feel warm. No smell. Okay, so we're going to do 9 and 11 now. That was 9. There's 11. Stir it a little bit. Doesn't feel warm. No precipitate. And let's check for our smell. No smell. Looks like that's a no reaction. Okay, let's do 9 and 12. Let's do 12. Oh, looks like there's a precipitate there. Okay, so 9 and 12 gives a precipitate. Doesn't feel warm. No smell. All right. Let's do 9 and 13. 13. I don't know, I think I saw a little bit of gas there, so let's try that one again. So we're going to try 9 and 13 one more time. I'm going to try it with less reagents. So here again is 9. So we got 1 milliliter of 9. And 1 milliliter of 13. There is definitely bubbling there. Definitely bubbling. Okay, sometimes it's good to do tests twice if you're not sure. Okay, that was 9 and 13. Alright, so we're going to do 10 and 11 now. So here's 10. And 11. Okay, so doesn't feel warm. I don't see a precipitate. Let's do a little smell test here. No smell. Alright, we're going to do 10 and 12. Almost finished here, guys. Almost finished. Hang in there. So there's 10. And 12. Okay. Don't see a precipitate. I didn't notice any bubbling. Doesn't feel warm. And let's do our smell test. No smell. So that was 10 and 12. Okay, and then we're going to do 10 and 13, and we're done with the 10s. So here's 10. Alright, no precipitate. Does not feel warm. I didn't notice any bubbling, and let's do our smell test. No smell. Alright. Alright, so now we're ready to do 11 and 12. There's 11 plus 12. Something happened there. Maybe not. I'm seeing a little bit of a precipitate there. Oh, now that I'm stirring it a little bit, that's definitely a precipitate. Doesn't feel warm. And no smell. Alright, so that was 11 and 12. Let's do 11 and 13. So there's a precipitate for 11 and 12. Okay, this is 11. And 13. Okay, I'm not seeing a precipitate there. See, that's still clear. It does not feel warm. No bubbling. Let's do our smell test. No smell. Okay, 11 and 13 is finished, and last but not least, 12 and 13. So here's 12. And 13. So no precipitate, no bubbling. Doesn't feel warm. And we could do our smell test. Oh, well, look what happened. I stirred it. And we got a precipitate there. So it looks like we have a precipitate for 12 and 13. This is why we try different things when we do chemistry. So there's definitely a precipitate there. But no smell. All right, so we went through all of our unknowns and reacted them with one another. So let's pause and think about one thing. So for 8 and 13, when I said that it felt a little warm, it definitely did. I didn't feel anything else that made me doubt that. So 8 and 13 is definitely a generation of heat. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take that data, and we'll have a summary chart for you guys too as part of this video. You're going to take that data and you're going to figure out by those reactions what's the identity of each of these unknowns, 8 through 13, and you're going to have to write down what your reasoning is. Okay. So now we're going to skip right to looking at the unknown. So you're going to do some summarizing and planning, and then you are going to come up with a few reactions that will definitely let you know if there is each of the ions, so sodium, strontium, magnesium, and ammonium. So we're going to take a look at an unknown. So I have unknown G. I'm not going to give you any planning, but I did do some planning. You can think about why I decided to plan this the way that I did. Okay, so unknown G, I believe, has 3 ions in it. And I have 3 things that I'm going to try. I'm going to try to add sodium sulfate. I'm going to add sodium hydroxide, and then I'm going to do a flame test. We'll do a flame test last. It's a little bit of a separate video here. But let's try the other ones first. So 2 test tubes here. Here's my unknown. So we'll put 2 milliliters of my unknown to 1 test tube. See, the unknown is clear. Clear solution. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add ammonia, and then I'm going to check for all of my evidence of a chemical reaction. So sodium hydroxide, I'm going to add. 1, 2. Okay, I don't see a precipitate. And it doesn't feel warm. No bubbling. But let's check our smell test. Oh, I do get a smell. I get that ammonia smell. So that's a pretty good, important observation. So no precipitate, but we did get a smell. No precipitate, no heat, but we did get a smell. All right. So I'm going to take a look at a fresh sample here. Let's get a fresh sample of unknown G. We don't want any weird concentration effects. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add sodium sulfate. So you can think about why would I choose to add sodium sulfate? What ion is that going to help me to detect? All right, so here we go. 1, 2. So first glance, there's nothing going on there. Let's try to stir. Hey, it's getting a little cloudy. Getting cloudy. And there's a formation of a precipitate there. So adding sodium sulfate to unknown G gives me a precipitate. Okay, so we're going to switch over right now so that we can do our flame test. So stand by. Okay, so we're back and we're looking at unknown G. So we tried a few other tests, but this third test we're going to do is a flame test. Now, the reason why we need to do a flame test is because the only way to really detect sodium is through a flame test. We get a nice bright yellowish orange flame. We could also detect strontium. The way that we detect strontium is we would see a red flame. Now, if both of them are there, we're only going to see the sodium because it's such a powerful test. It overpowers the strontium. So just because you don't see the red and you see the yellow doesn't mean strontium's not in the unknown. That's why we do other tests to test for strontium. Okay, so let's flame test our sample. I'm going to try with a glass stir rod first, see what happens. Oh, look at that. It's turning orange. It's a bright orange color. Alright, let's do it again, just to make sure. There we go, another bright orange flame. Okay. Alright, so that's our flame test. So now you can take all of your data and try to figure out what's in the unknown and why did I do the test that I did.